Alright, so today on May 8th, 2021, we passed a proposal and a bill. A bill and act. This showcased two things that I think the public really needed. The governor and most people in Congress agreed on it. Well, actually, everyone did. This was a successful vote. It was 5-0 in voting. One is, let me go ahead and pull that up. All right, so it is called the Public Housing Act. It's 6 houses designated as a city. Basically, it's for people that have under a net worth of 100,000. There's a whole bunch of people in the city that don't have money to live in the houses because we know how the housing is here. It's like 85,000. It's the cheapest, I'm pretty sure. But one is going to be designated for females. All women housing. The other one will end up being okay. There we go. Okay, so just one designated for ladies, women, and the other ones are for men. Also, criminals can. I don't know if criminals can really be here. Well, I don't know. Okay, I don't know why I keep saying that. But basically, if you do apply here, you have the chance of getting it if your net worth is under 100,000. But if you do try defrauding the state, you will be facing up to a maximum fine of 55,000, and you can get jail time for 60 months. So I mean, don't lie. If you need housing, you need housing. If you don't, then you don't. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is that we have passed public health. Let me go grab that real quick for you.
Public health fund.
Yeah, public health fund. Okay. All right.
Could I talk about the
go
public
ahead.
health
Yeah,
fund?
you're more professional in that stuff. Go ahead.
Let me just pull up the notes here. Okay, so basically what we have passed today is the city is in crisis regarding the recent changes to medical. So currently, for those individuals below the poverty line, they will be receiving free health care on the grounds that the injuries that they received were not in a criminal manner. So basically, those that receive any workplace injuries, anything along those lines, they do qualify for paid health care, like I said, through this public health fund, pending they are below the poverty line. This health fund there's a donation made by the government monthly, as well as privatized businesses like Pillbox will be able to make a donation monthly. So any business is able to make a donation to this fund to aid maybe any employees that they have that meet the qualifications, or just to help the citizens of San Andreas.
Yeah. And then going back to the housing, if you do get a housing there, you have to agree to local law enforcement allowing checks and all that stuff. So I mean, if you're a good citizen, then you shouldn't have to worry about that. But we do have a high rate of criminals recently. Not sure if you noticed, but I don't think you were there, but the governor was kidnapped. But that's another story that you can ask about later. But I'm not sure if Mr. Stallone has anything to talk about over this act or bills.
I'd like to add something for the public housing.
Go ahead.
Which I think we failed to mention. So one of the houses, is dedicated to women. A second house is dedicated to new parolees. So they have a chance to kind of get some housing and reform themselves and basically get their life on track upon coming out of jail, which I think is very needed in this city. I think it could help reduce the amount of repeat offenders that we get in the city.
Yeah, I completely agree on that, because criminals come out of prison, then they realize that they don't know what to do, and then guess what? They just throw themselves back in jail. But I mean, if you have any more questions, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask. But if not,
okay. I have a question here from Weazel News.
Go ahead.
Okay. So it sounds like there's two bills that were passed here tonight: the housing bill and the public health fund. Was there anything else?
Uh, I mean, it was an act and then the budget. So
Okay.
I mean, if you want a detail of all the acts involved in the entire bill, if you want the detail, I mean, I could go over it if you'd like. If you want to know everything that was passed, those are just the two that we felt the need to outline here tonight.
Okay, yeah. If we could have somehow documents of that later provided to us, that'd be helpful.
Yeah, I can just for the record, we can just give like a little summation of everything that was passed tonight.
Sure, that'd be great.
So basically, the first act in the bill was the Predatory Loan and Credit Requirement Act. This is basically just outlining the summation of assets required to receive any loans, anything like that. Certain amounts of loans you'll require a lawyer. Character, a character representation, things like that. So basically, just outlining the procedures to receive loans and things like that. The second act that we passed in this bill was the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Act. So basically, giving the chance for the citizens to declare bankruptcy, again, if they are below that requirement. As far as some details in that act, we can always post them later for the public to view, but you have the chance to liquidate assets to pay off your debt and things like that. We also passed tonight the Health and Human Services Act. Basically, the main points of this act is you could face a fine for refusing medical transport by EMTs to the hospital to be treated further. This is to help the citizens that are, involved in some serious accidents or, maybe a suspect of the police. They do tend to require some further treatment. And this is basically just letting you know that you can't run from that treatment. If you deny the treatment, that's a different story. But if you do need to go to the hospital for further treatment, you should do that. There are some other points in that bill that I'll send to you more that you can also detail that I think are important to share, but that's basically just a short form of a couple points in there. The fourth act we passed was the Public Housing Act, which we've already outlined. And that was actually it.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any further questions?
Nothing else from Weazel News right now. Thank you.
all right.
All right. Then thank you for coming and listening to what we had to say. And appreciate you always, Mr. Spandex, and I hope you have a good rest of your night.
Thanks. Yeah, we'll get this out to the citizens. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.